Hey, how's it going, you guys? This is SpideyDitko64 back here once again to do a mini review, and that is, of course, we're here to talk about Star Wars: The Bad Batch, episode number 3, The Solitary Clone. So, with that being said in mind, and let me just back up a little bit here since my head is hitting the top of the top of my little pyramid, right here and stuff, But anyways, here today, we are here to talk about Bad Batch Episode 3. Now, why is this video pretty late to come out? Well, you see, the reason was kind of because, honestly, I did make a first rough cut version of my review on Episode 3 of the Bad Batch on Season 2. However, though, what happened was, well, basically, I didn't like it. I didn't really like the way I reviewed it. And so what basically happened was I just decided, you know what, screw it. I'm just going to basically just cut it. And now we're here to review it properly. So with that being said, let's get into it. So Solitary Clone. This episode, it's the episode where Commander Cody appears. That's basically what it is. No, but there's a little bit more to it than that. However, though, basically, the biggest highlight of this episode is, of course, Cody making his first appearance. And this is something that we've all been waiting for, because pretty much all the stuff we've gotten with Commander Cody, even with some new stuff throughout the years, was pre-Revenge of the Sith. However, though, this is post-Revenge of the Sith. So we're finally getting to see what's up with Commander Cody after the events of Revenge of the Sith and all that sort of stuff. However, though, we actually have a little bit of a we actually have a lot of stuff to review and to go over. So basically, in this episode, or the plot of this episode, is that there is a separatist world that likes to be independent from the Empire. However, though, the Empire basically says, you're not independent. You're going to fall under our control. Here's a new governor. The current governor of that planet, though, is like, however, though, I'm going to capture your so-called governor, and I'm going to hold him hostage. And basically, Admiral Rampart basically calls up Crosshair to basically say, yo, handle this situation. I'm also going to pair you up with Commander Cody. And so, yeah, Crosshair and Commander Cody basically reunite with one another. And we also get to find out a little bit of some other things as well about what's been going on with Crosshair as well. And we actually find out that he's been on that landing platform at the end of the first season for 32 rotations, which in the Star Wars world basically means, yeah, I was there for a month. 32 days. Damn. They didn't even drop him off at the nearest planet, and all that sort of stuff. That's pretty cold, guys. And it's kind of weird. How really did they find him? Were they just scattering around the planet and then they just found him right there and all that sort of stuff? I mean, it rains a lot in Kamino, so yeah. However, what happens here is, of course, Crosshair and Commander Cody basically team up with each other, and they basically work their way through a whole lot of reprogrammed battle droids. Now, we don't know if these battle droids are, reprogrammed, or they didn't receive the little update that Darth Vader sent on Mustafar and all that sort of stuff. So basically, the whole episode really is just Crosshair and Commander Cody shooting their way up to the tower to take down the tactical droid and to rescue the Imperial governor and all that sort of stuff. And it's really cool, really cool to see clones versus battle droids and all that sort of stuff. And, reminds me of the good old days of, Clone Wars and all that sort of stuff. So that's pretty cool. So anyways, what happens is that they make their way to the tower, or the stairway case. However, though, they're encountered by commando droids. Now, if you don't know your Star Wars and all that sort of stuff, commando droids are basically the toughest droids in the Separatist army and all that sort of stuff. And, hell, you can probably understand why, because, we never saw them in Revenge of the Sith, and they pretty much only really showed up really when need to and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, because, it's not important and all that sort of stuff. But Anyways, though, what does happen here, however, though, is that Crosshair and Commander Cody, well, they basically have to do a lot more than just shooting at the droids because, they're all aerobatic and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, they're pretty damn tough. However, though, Crosshair was able to take down all of them with a really precise shot and all that sort of stuff. He takes down the tactical droid and all that sort of stuff. And that is then where they then get to, of course, the main tower, where basically what happens is that the official governor of the planet is holding the Imperial officer at gunpoint. Cody is trying to figure out a peaceful resolution and all that sort of stuff. And they actually do come to an agreement, and the official governor basically let goes of the Imperial one. And what then happens here is, well, now the Imperial officer wants Cody to basically execute her and all that sort of stuff. However, though, Cody is hesitating his decision, and Crosshair is the one to basically do the final blow with the synthesized music going on in the background when he did so. So, yeah, pretty dark right there. Anyways, what happens is that, long story short, the Empire send along some TK troopers to, of course, occupy the planet. Crosshair and both Commander Cody go back to Coruscant, and, well, Cody says a pretty big speech to Crosshair about clones and basically, that, well, to kind of paraphrase what Cody said, you want to know what makes us different from battle droids? We make our own decisions, and we have to live with those decisions as well. And I've heard a lot of people kind of speculating as to what really Cody means by this. A lot of people are suggesting that Cody probably knows that the Empire is just not it. That the Empire are evil and all that sort of stuff. And what people have also said, too, is that Cody thinks, really in his mind, that he killed Obi-Wan Kenobi and all that sort of stuff on Utapau and whatnot, sort of have you. And it's led to this whole theory suggesting that, he's going to go off and he's going to try to find Obi-Wan and all that sort of stuff and whatnot, sort of have you. Because what happens then later on is, well, what happens is Cody then is declared that he's gone AWOL and all that sort of stuff and whatnot, sort of have you. And basically now Crosshair now has to deal with another plane, Reg, and all that sort of stuff. And basically, the episode ends with Crosshair walking down the corridor and basically all the Phase 2 clone troopers walking down the hall, him sticking out like a sore thumb, and basically the episode ends. So, basically, guys, that was the best episode of the Bad Batch series. No, really, it is the best episode of the Bad Batch series for a few couple reasons. Number one is, well, This was what I was asking for, really, for a long time. And I know a lot of fans, too, were disappointed when we just didn't get any of that. It's like, we all wanted Cody to show up back again in the freaking series and all that sort of stuff. Or show up back in, or to show up in a new Star Wars project. And what's actually kind of funny here is that originally Cody was supposed to show up in an Obi-Wan Kenobi. He was supposed to show up in the canceled Obi-Wan Kenobi movie that then turned into the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. And so what it really looked like was that they didn't use him there because Dave Filoni had more plans for him probably here and all that sort of stuff. Which I kind of doubt really that was his kind of initial idea, because one thing that some people may not really know is that Dave Filoni doesn't really write, or really he doesn't really kind of work much on the Bad Batch series, really as a writer, and all that sort of stuff. Basically, the Bad Batch has other writers and all that sort of stuff. Hell, I even looked at the episodes he written last year or back in 2021 when season 1 was coming out. He only written one episode. That being what was it? I'm trying to remember, what was it? It was the first episode. So, yeah. So, overall, just this episode had everything that I wanted to see. I wanted to see Cody. I wanted to see Crosshair. Now, a lot of people are probably going to be mentioning, Spidey, why do you hate the Bad Batch characters? It's not that I hate them. It's just that some of the Bad Batch characters, except for Echo, because he had previous other stories, really don't interest me. And really, I kind of all find not really fascinating and all that sort of stuff and whatnot, sort of have you. I mean, they all look cool, but really, how long are you really going to depend on how cool your characters look instead of how deep and interesting the characters are? And from really what it looks like, I really do think that Bad Batch Season 2 really is stepping things up from the first season. So really, overall, the first season is off to a fantastic start. So that is something that I have to commend, the Bad Batch crew for, is that, yeah, you guys are off to a good start. Now keep that up, And imagine the next episode coming out this Wednesday is another filler episode. Oh man, we're gonna have some problems. But anyways, though, guys, what did you think of this episode? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Just tell me in the comments below, or don't even comment at all. So with that being said, see you all in the next video. See you all later.